Hello, Bookworms. Welcome to the Weekend Readers Book Club. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, we are discussing the 2018 released love story thriller novel that is Verity by Colleen Hoover. Now, Verity by Colleen Hoover is a story based from Lowen's point of view. Lowen is a female, a writer, but not a super successful writer, who is given the opportunity to finish a super successful writer's book series. The story traces Lowen's acceptance of going on board to be a writer that is going to take on this super famous author series because of some circumstances that doesn't allow the super famous author, who in fact is named Verity, to complete the books. We then continue on Lowen's journey from her going into researching the book and also finding different things about the life of the author that may or may not surprise her and change her opinion of that particular person. In addition, throw in a couple of love angles, and that is Verity. Now, I have just finished Verity by Colleen Hoover, and these are my thoughts. So, this is my first Colleen Hoover book. I went into this blind, not really knowing who Colleen Hoover was, had an idea. I thought it was going to be young adult to adult, sappy love story fiction, a la, let's say, P.S. I Love You, or even a little bit quirky love story, maybe historical fiction, but I got none of that. Wow, Colleen Hoover in this book Verity took me on a ride. As I said from the outskirts, Verity is a romance book. I'm guessing going to call it romance, but also a thriller. And it has a great story that goes along with it. The first chapter I read, didn't know what to expect, but boy oh boy, did Colleen Hoover rope me in with that first chapter. Damn. The way that Colleen Hoover described and narrated Lowen's opportunity of a lifetime to take on Verity's writing position to finish off Verity's series of novels, that was superb. The interactions between Lowen and also Verity's husband, who's, negotiating the deal, was really well done. The circumstances around Verity herself on why she can't finish the book, and the story of Verity and her husband and their children was absolutely captivating. And I will say, with an asterisk, because I don't want to spoil this for anybody that hasn't read Verity yet, it's the storyline in which is depicted of the husband and wife and the children. Absolutely love. That's all I'm going to say about the storyline. Halfway through the book, I got a little bit freaked out because I was like, what the absolute flying and it was, I can't even say what I want to say without spoiling the book. The knowledge that is, I can't even say that. Halfway through the book and the very end, absolutely beautiful storytelling. That's all I'm going to say. The way in which the story manifests from the beginning, you get to the middle, and I was like, wow. At the very end, I was like, holy this book is amazing. It took me on twists and turns, and I'm going to say, by 30 pages before the end, I had no idea where this story was going to end, and the ending that I got was absolutely amazing, and that was nowhere near on the radar of where I thought the book was going to end. For me, this book reminded me of Gone Girl. And Gone Girl is one of the all-time favourite books that I have read because I enjoy, with Gone Girl, the character and the story of both man and wife, but also who's telling the truth, who's lying, and you get a bit of this throughout this story of Verity by Colleen Hoover. All I'm going to say in addition to this is A, I absolutely love the book. B, I want a sequel. I want a follow-up story from Lowen. I want to know what happens next. I just want, give me a story, but told from, say, the husband's point of view throughout this whole book, or even just straight from Verity's point of view. This book is absolutely amazing. So, with that being said, as I've finished Verity by Colleen Hoover, the only question left is, will Colleen Hoover's Verity be going onto my bookshelf? And the answer is 100% yes. This book blew me away. I would gladly reread this book again in a year and a half's time when I forget what has gone on in the story and get that joy of rereading it. Like, this book was absolutely amazing. So, Verity by Colleen Hoover, welcome to my bookshelf. So, as it customs here at the Weekend Readers Book Club, as one book closes, another book has to open, and it is now time to find out what the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club is. And Bookworms, we can confirm we are going to be reading Grady Hendrix, the Final Girl Support Group. Finally going to tackle this book after reading the other Grady Hendrix book, a book back. We are tackling Grady Hendrix once again. The Final Girl Support Group is the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club. So that there is the recap and discussion of Colleen Hoover's Verity. A book I absolutely loved. A book I would gladly go into a hell of a lot more details about. However, everything I want to talk about, if I tell you as a listener and you're going to go out and read Verity by Colleen Hoover, it's going to spoil the story for you. So it's one of these books that's absolutely amazing. I can sort of touch base on it a little bit, but anything more than that will spoil the story, and I don't want to do that because you need to go into this just having an open mind and just allowing Verity to the book just to allow you to just go with it. So, with that being said, I will give thanks to my daughter because she is the reason why we read Colleen Hoover's Verity. Now, if you wish to engage with us, you can. We're on Instagram, Weekend Readers Book Club, or wherever you get your podcasts from, and on YouTube, The Weekend Readers. Until next time, thank you again for joining us, and Bookworms, happy reading.